Hi, my name is Akiva Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman & Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. And today we're going to continue our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. We were talking a little bit on prior videos about high asset cases and the process of determining the values. Now, in prior videos we talked about what that asset might be, and it might be a business, it might be a medical practice, it might be some sort of business where it's easy to determine the value. It could also be a business that's hard to determine the value. A business that operates a lot on cash, so maybe the books and records don't really tell the whole story. I've had situations where people have said to me, you know, my spouse works in this business, he takes a lot of money out of it, he sends it. He sends it to family. He hides it in certain assets. He puts it in a safety deposit box. He buys stuff with it, converting it into other kinds of assets. How does one uncover the potentially unknown asset? Well, first of all, your attorney is going to start with the obvious places, right? We're going to start with the known places. So it's always helpful to get monthly brokerage statements and stuff like that that might come from Fidelity or Charles Schwab or even your bank, which will show you the money that comes and goes. That's important to provide to your lawyer. That's at least the start. On top of that, your lawyer is going to want to see the tax returns, because the tax returns report all the income from all the obvious and legitimate companies. Every time you have an investment and it pays a dividend, they're sending at the end of the year a tax form to the IRS and to you. And the IRS will then match up what they got from them versus what you've reported, and that'll be the declared obvious assets. The problem is, what do you do with the undeclared, not so obvious assets? How do you find them? Well, it's really, really important to document whatever you can about this, because you know darn well once this divorce starts, if there is tons of dough in that safe behind the picture, come the divorce, that safe will be emptied and you'll say, where's all the money? And they'll say, what money? I don't even know about the safe. It was here when we moved in. I never used it. I don't even know the combination. All the stories that you're going to hear. So you better document this, and the best way to do it is pictures and video and stuff like that. In the old days, that was complicated. You had to bring someone into your house to do video inventories. Now, everybody's got a phone. Take videos. Go around your house. Before this thing ramps up, take videos of all the assets. Make documentation of all the stuff that could very easily be moved and disappeared. It can be put in some storage locker somewhere, and all of a sudden they'll say, oh, I don't know anything about it. I never heard of it. And is it honest? Are they permitted to do that? Of course not. They're not allowed to lie about their assets before the judge. Do a lot of people who are shady like this care? No, they don't. They'll gladly lie if it'll save them some money. So we have to know this going in. You've got to tell your lawyer, look, I suspect these are the assets. I suspect money's being given to my husband's brother, my husband's father. And you know what you do about that? Your lawyer will subpoena those people, assuming they are within the court's subpoena power, and have them come in and give a deposition and testify under oath, under penalty of perjury, what they know about these assets. And you know, your spouse may have been very careful in how he or she handled the cash, but who knows whether or not the recipient was that careful. Maybe they just took it and put it in the bank. They thought, oh, it's a gift. And now there's $10,000 gone and there's $10,000 on the same day in someone's account. And all of a sudden we begin to put the pieces together. Now your story that there was money there and now it's gone begins to make more sense. As this person who's on a fixed income who hasn't worked all of a sudden has $10,000 cash that they put in the bank. Maybe they're not as careful about the paper trail as your ex is. Maybe they're more careful. Maybe they're just as careful. And if that happens, it does become challenging to chase this kind of money. Remember one thing, if you're involved with a person and they're doing this kind of hiding of assets, and this is how the marriage is going, and you don't know a whole lot about it, it's going to be very difficult for your lawyer, who knows even less, to be able to unravel it. He's going to rely upon whatever information you'll give him. Now, of course, your husband knows, but he's going to lie about what he knows. You can send discovery to the other attorney, but the attorney only knows what your husband tells him. If your husband says, I don't have nothing, then it's going to be very, very difficult. Now, having said that, if it does come up, you can hire a private investigator. There are certain things that you can do. And if it comes up that he did lie about it, and sometimes that does come up, then the court will sanction the attorney. We've had cases here at the firm where we learned that the other side had a lawsuit where they got money from it. And so we sent a request to produce, and in fact the husband who denied it actually sent the request to produce and showed that he got a $35,000 disbursement from another law firm. But we decided that we couldn't trust him, so we subpoenaed the law firm for their copy of that statement. And it turned out there were two disbursements. There was the $35,000 one. That was a reimbursement to him for costs. The other disbursement to him was over $1 million. He neglected to tell us about that. But you know what happened? We let the judge know, and that asset came to our client. So there are ways of taking care of this, but it always helps to give your lawyer as much information as possible. Now, if you have any questions about your particular case, reach out. We'll be glad to help you out.